And we are live on YouTube live stream. Hello, Aya, and welcome everyone. It looks like we have Merlin in here, although he may have had to step away. Aya, Merlin, hopefully everything's going great. We have Peachy Fruit, we have Jennifer, we have Ian, and we have On God Carr, and it looks like Muriel came into the room. So welcome all of you. I'm broadcasting from Montana today, and we have our trusty Dekindre in Hawaii. Say hi, Dekindre.
Hey guys.
Here, we'll go ahead and put us side by side, or well, maybe like this. Hey, how about that?
Oh, that works.
So yeah, this way we can like say howdy, howdy. So we are going to be starting the public version of Nost-na-Lothion, which is the birth of flowers. And in the Legendarium, this holiday is celebrated in the city of Gondolin, which was an ancient elven city. And it used to have like a boundary around it that kept it hidden from everyone that was not supposed to know about it. And this was a holiday that was mentioned in there, and it was the first, it was when the flowers came about. And so when all the flowers were like blooming in Gondolin, all of the elves came together for a feast and celebrated. We in Tia Eldelieva aligned that with the first day of Lairë, which is the Elven Summer, so that it's kind of like the Elven Beltane, if you will. So we're really happy that all of you are here. And I've got to do a couple of other things with the computer, but I just wanted to at least start this so that we could, say hi to everyone. I know we were running late today, and I apologize. We had some technical stuff going on in the background, but it's almost all done. I have one more thing I need to do. Oh, we're really glad that you're here too, Mariel. I'm really glad about that. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to open up one more thing that I need to open on my computer, and that is the actual, imagine this, ritual for Nost-na-Lothion. And I've got to go to my old documents to get this. So desktop. Okay. I'm in my old documents. There's the Tia Eldelieva folder. And rituals. There we are. Nost-na-Lothion. Okay, we're going to be using our Enderi book for the most of the ritual. It's just the actual, core of the ritual and everything. We're going to be using this other document. And what we will be doing at some point in the future is having all of these like available, like not only in one book so that all the rituals are together, but we actually thought that it would be a really good idea to have them available separately so that you could just take little bitty individual books if you wanted to and go to the woods and, celebrate whatever ritual that, that you are wanting to celebrate, so that it could be portable. It would just be a different way to do that. So I've got this lined up now. And so I'm going to switch back over to the Chrome browser, and I'm back. So we're going to get ready. So we're going to start with Linde Ellen Lote, which is the Song of the Starflower. And it's part of the, you guys probably, some of the newcomers here might not know this, but our new symbol that we have, the septa quitra, is kind of resonant of the star flower. And this is something that we have always felt like, even though there's a lot of themes of the 6 in the numerology and things with the legendarium, there is also a resonance of 7. And we really felt that that was something that would, like, you know, really kind of symbolize our path. And so we had chosen a 7-pointed star flower originally, like when we were doing our things. And then, you know, later it was discovered that, you know, there's this really cool shape, the Septuquitra, that kind of looks very Vesica Pisces and even very flower-like compared to the septagram, which is this figure here that's in the old book. We'll be updating that, and we'll be putting the new shape that we have. If you're curious about that shape, it's in the YouTube, like on the symbol that is on the videos. We uploaded it a little while ago. It might still be showing the starflower, but it should be the green new seal that we created a little while ago. And it's also the seal that we have, like in the comments and things, that you see the seal. So that is the Septuquitra and the seal that we have. The Septuquitra, for your knowledge, is public domain, so you can use it for anything you want. But our seal is ours. That will be copyrighted, just so that you know the difference. Some of you guys already know this, but we might have new people watching since this is a public video. And they might not be commenting, and so we don't know that they're here. So I just wanted to mention that. So let's get started with Linde Ellen Lote. And I'm going to intone Eru, and Eru Iluvatar is the all that is. It's the source. So we're just acknowledging that right now. And now we want to use the diagram here, kind of like a clock face, okay? So that the top would be noon, right? Like on the clock, 7 o'clock, the 4 o'clock position, those types of things. So that's how we're going to do it. So in front of us, in the 4 o'clock position, that's where we begin, and we will intone Elenia, which is for the star day with Varda Elentari and Manwe Sulimo. Okay. Elenia. And then we go over to the 8 o'clock part, and we intone Anaria, which is sun day. Anaria. We go over to the 2 o'clock position, and we intone Isilia, which is the moon day. Isilia. Okay, and then we go to the 7 o'clock position, and we intone Alduya, which is the tree day, or the 2 trees day. Alduya. The trees' names are Lauraline and Telperion for those who are new to our channel. Then we go up to the noon position, and that is Menelia, which is Heaven's Day. Menelia. Okay, and then 5 o'clock position for Valania, which is the high day, which is the day of the Valar. And then we go to the 10 o'clock position. Oh goodness, I got this out of order. We forgot Erenia. We're going to go back to the 5 o'clock position. We'll do Earenia, because that's the day, and interesting that that's the day that was added to the week in order to make it 6 days, or 6 days into 7 days. So we'll go back to the 5 o'clock position, and we will say Earenia, which is the sea day or the mariner's day. Now we're going to go to the 10 o'clock position, and this is Valania, the high day. Sorry about that. It's okay. They are okay with our errors. Valania. And now we're going to close our septiquetra, septagram, and we are going to intone Arda, which means the earth that we're on. Arda. And then we want to either close our hands in namaste position, or we can open them, or we can just hold it in the what they call the fear not mudra. Either way, like whatever feels good to you. We will intone Aya, which is let it be. It's the original word that Eru Iluvatar sang when the Ainur were done singing the song of creation of Aya. So Aya is the actual toning of that creation. So we'll do that 3 times. Aya, Aya, Aya. And you don't have to change it. I like to do that. Okay. We're going to go to the part where we acknowledge the directions around us, because what we're doing is we're just acknowledging the sacred space that is around us. We're going to use the Tengwar for Roman, which is east. It looks like a letter Y, just letting you know. So we'll trace that in front of us, and then you can hold your hand in the Fear Not Mudra after you trace it in front and tone Roman. Okay? Roman. We now call on Manwe Sulimo, the High King of Arda, of the eagles and the winds, and his lady Varda Elentari, the Queen of the Stars, and the protector of Iluvatar's children on Arda. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. Okay, and now, and I changed the screen so we could see the actual forms there. This is the Tengwar for Hjarmen, which is south. So we do the Tengwar, and then we hold our hand in Fear Not Mudra. Hjarmen. We now call on Tulkas, the youngest, bare-handed, ruddy warrior Vala, and Nessa, the sister of Orome, and the friend of the deer, she who dances on the new green grass. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And the next Tengwar that we trace looks like a B with an underline. It's Formen, which is north. And by the way, if any of you can face the actual directions, that's awesome. But you don't have to. You can just face your computer and do it that way. So then we hold our hand in Fear Not Mudra. We'll intone Formen. Formen. We now call on Ayule the smith, who dwells in the ground, the Vala of the mining and the crafting of metals and gemstones. He who created the dwarves as a gift to Iluvatar, and our motherly Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits, and the queenly valier of Arda's maturing green vegetation of the harvest, and of the life that nourishes all of us. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. Okay, and now we want to, it looks like an N, okay, and this is the Tengwar for Ore, which means the heart or the inner mind. And you can trace it in front of you, but I like to trace it right on my heart chakra. So I make a big N right here. And then rather than having the fear not mudra, I can put the hand over my heart chakra, okay? So what we're doing is we're acknowledging the within, and we intone me rather than ore, because it means within. Me. We now call on the hunter Vala Orame, the lord of the forests, he who loves the elves and wanders all of Arda on horseback with his horn. And Vána, the ever young and the vital, she who aligns with the flowers and the new plant growth. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And then above us, we want to trace the terroir that looks like a U with a line over it above us. And actually it means Velia, the sky, because it's the closest we could do, but we intone or because it means above. And you can hold your hand in the fear not mudra and face upward and intone or. Or. We now call on Lorien, Irmo, the Vala of the high light gardens, who nurtures our goals, visions, and our dreams, and Este the gentle, the Valier of rest, sleep, and healing. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And underneath us, we want to, it's a Y with a tail, okay? And this particular terroir is for Arda, the earth. But we intone undo because it means below, okay? So it's below our area. So go ahead and trace this terroir underneath. And then you can just hold your hand in a parallel to the floor position and intone undo. We now call on those of the Valar who walk alone. Ulmo, the brother of Manwë, the powerful and protective Vala of all of the musical waters of Arda. And Nienna, the Valier of our transformation and our rebirth. It is she who, with her tears, intensely cleanses and restores all forms of fear, pain, and hurt that have come before. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And our last terroir looks like an M. We're going to go to the west, and that's our last directional place that we will use. We will trace the terroir. And it's called Numen. So we put our hand in Fear Not Mudra and we'll intone Numen. Numen. We now call on Namo, the Vala of the halls of Mandos, of balance, fair judgment of our respective paths of death, and Vaire the Weaver, of the ever-changing black and white threads of time, the past, the present, and the future. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And while we're facing west, or wherever you are, your computer, you can now draw a flame like in front of you, like however that looks, like this, okay? You can make it like a candle flame. You could even hold your hands like this and pretend there's a flame. We are resonating with the flame imperishable, and we are intoning Iluve, which means the all, the everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to draw a candle flame. Iluve. And now in our hands in Namaste position or prayer position, we acknowledge that we are one with Iluvatar as well as the spirit of Christ consciousness for those who are Christian, who are present. We feel the flame imperishable within us in our circle of celebration on this day. Laita. Let us celebrate on this day Nost-na-Lothion, the birth of flowers. In the Tolkien Legendarium, we learn that the elven feast through, and I'll put quote marks, the fall of Gondolin. Quote, in these ways that bitter winter passed, and the snows lay deeper than ever before on the encircling hills, yet in its time a spring of wondrous glory melted the skirts of those white mantles, and the valley drank the waters and burst into flowers. So came and passed with revelry of children the festival of Nost-na-Lothion, or the birth of flowers, and the hearts of the Gondolin were uplifted for the good promise of the year. For those of you who do not know what Gondolin means, it means the elves, the elven folk of the city of Gondolin. It is also finally the arrival of Lairë, or the Elven Summer. In Tia Eldelieva, Nost-na-Lothion aligns with the valley of the new plant growth, Vána, the ever young. She who has dominion over the flowers, and who is also the younger sister of the fruit-bearing motherly Yavanna that we visit in the Gregorian calendar of September. We see Vána and her husband Orome joining this meren, which means the elven feast and the celebration, to bring union and creation to us all. Let us enjoy the sweetly perfumed breezes and revel in the beautiful and ever-deepening green, colorful, blossoming energy of the most uplifting time of the Loa, or the Elven year. Let us, as always, send our loving, healing energy for a perfectly balanced Arda, our loving home, created by the music of the Ainur so very long ago. Laita. So we'll be preparing our water for meditations, and this is our flower, the star flower. And this is what we can infuse our water with through our intention. And if you don't have water with you, you can again use your hands and like cup your hands and drink water. And we can infuse it with the power of the star flower. So I'm going to partake of the water that is star flower infused. And now we want to get our feet comfortable, flat on the floor, hands uncrossed. Get comfortable. That's basically really it. Some of you may want to lie down, and if you do, be prepared to probably be like knocked out, going to sleep. That's what usually happens, and that's okay if that's what you need to do. Otherwise, just get comfortable and keep your spine pretty straight. We'll close our eyes, and that we notice that we are standing on Koro Lairë, the green mound of the two trees. And we see the beautiful silvery moonlight of the white tree Telperion filling the left side of our body. And while we see our left side glowing silver, we see that light circulating in our very blood. We especially circulate the silver light through the ajna, or the third eye chakra, as well as our sacral, or our orange chakra, which is about 3 inches below our belly button. And we can see other colors along with silver. That's just totally okay. We allow all of this. And now we want to fill the right side of our body with the gorgeous golden sunlight of the golden tree Laurelin, while seeing our right side glowing silver, pardon me, right side glowing golden, and the golden light is in our very blood. We also see other colors. We can allow those. We circulate this golden energy, especially at our crown chakra above our heads. And we also circulate it in our solar plexus, which is just below the joining of where your rib cage is. We allow ourselves to be nurtured by this healing light. And now we want to push our tree roots even deeper into Arda of the earth. And we allow Arda to nurture and nourish us. So we pull the energies of Arda up through our roots and up through our bodies, all the way up through the crown chakra. We feel very connected and very supported by Arda. We could even say we are Arda right now. So as we pull down the sun and moon energy from the sun and moon, which were the original, that's what's left of the light of the two trees. We also have the sky energy and the star energy. And we pull that all down through our crown chakra, all the way through our feet and underneath where we are, okay, to our earth star chakra, if you will. It's about 2 inches below your feet. So pull that sky energy down as we pull the Arda energy up. So we have kind of like an egg that we have around us that has all of these lights coming up through us and coming down through us. And it's really nurturing all of the areas. It's clearing out our chakras. It's like aligning all of the other chakras, the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, the ajna or third eye, and our crown. We bring all of these into natural balance, and we fill out our aura. And usually you can feel this with your hands. Just where your hands can extend to, like, make it that big at least. Okay, you can make it bigger if you like, but make it at least as big as like the breadth of your arms, and then just that distance all the way around you. All the way. And now we want to make our grounding cord. So from our root chakra level, we want to make a new grounding cord. So we'll erase an old grounding cord that we had, and we're going to make a new one. Okay, we're going to put that right down in the center of the earth, and you can either, like in your mind, wrap it around the core of the earth, or you can just like put it into the earth. This is where we allow our energy, if you will, that is no longer serving us to recycle and go back to source. So in a sense, it's like, this is like our energetic compost. Okay, so we're using our grounding cord as, like, in a way, kind of our like recycling garbage chute, and allowing everything that is not working for us anymore to go down this grounding cord and all the way to the center of the earth. And what the center of the earth does is it transmutes this. So it breaks it down. It breaks down the energy, recycles it, and then reuses it so that we have new source energy to draw from, to create from. But because we are also Elven type, we also like really actually use the star energies. So we can open the gateways to the stars. And that's why we have, the sun and the moon and the star energy coming through also to help us create, as well as the Arda energy to create. So we're just making this really nice container. Okay. And then we're going to have a nice meditation. And I'm going to get lined up for after the meditation. Okay, well, first we'll we've already made our container of energy here. We now want to visualize ourselves in the city of Gondolin. Okay, it's an elven city. If this doesn't make any sense to you, just imagine an elven city, and it has an energetic wall around the entire city where it's hidden from view from anyone who should not know about where Gondolin is. Okay, so it's a city of the elven folk. And at this time of the year, there is numerous fragrant, colorful flowers, mostly white. We understand from the stories, I believe, that they're mostly white flowers. They are very prevalent at this time of the year. And now we see Vána, the ever young, she who tended Lairë, the golden tree, to nurture with her platinum braids the last fruit that had created Anar the Sun. And she is present at this Marin or feast. See the deepening green hills of the liberal sprinkling of the flowers of every color. Breathe deeply of the flowers' collectively hypnotic scent on the fresh breeze of the Elven Summer. We see the elves celebrating this day in a beautiful union. And we may also see Orome, Vána's husband, the Vala with the horn, who very deeply loves the elves. We feel this creative new energy all around. Some communications and symbols may come for you while you are in this space. And we will allow about 5 to 10 minutes for a meditation to deepen your feeling of this place and get your personal messages. And we'll start that momentarily. And now our meditation can come to a close. We thank the Valar, especially Orome. Actually, Orome's spouse, Vána, and our Maiar or Elven guides for their assistance today. And we slowly come back to the physical world and we remember what transpired. We bid Vána, Orome, and any others farewell, and we turn our attention back to Coro Lairë, the green mound of the two trees, bringing our consciousness into the trees themselves. So earlier when we created that golden and silver light, we had some branches that like may have extended out. We want to pull those in right now. And at the same time, we want to unroot our roots from Arda. And we remember that we always have the connection to the sky and to the earth. Now we want to slow down the golden energy, and then we slow down the silver energy. And these energies can become combined, small and portable, in the form of the Silmarils, which is the jewels that were created. That is the namesake of the Silmarillion. We can keep these jewels with us in our pocket, and we can access their healing energy anytime that we want. And now we take a deep breath, and if we still feel a little lightheaded, etc., you can do bread and drink. You can put a little bit of salt on the tip of your tongue, and you can come back into the world. And I hope that this was a marvelous meditation for you. I'm going to hang around for a little while and see if any of you want to share your experience in the live chat. If you're catching this on the replay, you can type your what you have experienced in the comments down below the video. So I'll wait for a few minutes just to see like if any of you have any experiences you want to share. My experience is that Vána was showing me where to bloom, i.e., and basically, and some of us were blooming, like meaning that we need to bloom where we're planted. Okay, so for some of us, we just need to work with what we have and bloom with that. Okay, so some of us may feel, oh, I'm not ready to bloom. Well, yeah, you can just bloom where you're at. Okay, dandelions do it, like lots of different kinds of life do that. They bloom where they are. And sometimes the adversity actually makes it to be where they learn resilience and strength from that. And so maybe for some of us, that's our lesson. Others of us, I was getting, we need to go somewhere before we're ready to bloom. So we need to let go of our old environments and bloom where we're supposed to go. And we're supposed to go now. So that might be because, interestingly, tomorrow, Saturn, our planet of boundaries and, basically the Earth, is going retrograde tomorrow. So it does make sense that like maybe we need to, like re-examine where it is that we are planted right now. Let me see here. Oh, no, you must have picked up on what I picked up on too. Jennifer says, thank you. I immediately received the symbol of Saturn and then the flowers in orange. Okay. That is very interesting. Orange chakra has to do with creation and, the play, energy. It is out of the chakras, like the earth chakra is the first chakra, the root. And then the orange chakra, which is the sacral chakra, is usually considered the one of water and the moon. And there's a lot of creativity to that one and a lot of, energies of like being playful like a child. But also that is sexuality. There's pleasure there. So just wanting you to know what these symbols mean. So maybe it is time for us to do something that's very joyful and very uplifting, very creative, very fun. We think about the earth as so much work, okay, and Saturn represents work, but the orange chakra actually represents pleasure and fun. So, I think that maybe we get both of those symbols because maybe we need to balance that in our lives. So I just wanted to mention that. That's really awesome. Siren of the Void says, lovely. I'm hoping that you had a good meditation too. And I know that you have your own personal journey that you do, and you don't have to share the parts that you don't want. So not a problem. So I did want to tell you that for me personally, I was thinking about where my next step is, because I was wondering if I'm one of the ones that blooms where I'm planted or if I need to go somewhere. And I was getting the feeling I need to go somewhere. I think that my time in the state of Montana it's been wonderful. I've learned a lot. I've done a lot of processing here. But I think that it might be time for me to look into the next place. And it looks like, and it's funny because I have a lot of places that I could, possibly go. But it looks like for me, I'm going to probably look at Arizona next. I had looked at Arizona a few months ago, and it was almost right, but not quite. And so I went to Missoula, and right this moment, I'm in a place called Emigrant, and they're doing a lot of movie work up here. I'm not sure if you guys know that. They are filming a movie in Emigrant right now called The Murder of Emigrant Gulch or something like that. You may want to Google that or IMDb it. And we have... there's other series going on up here. Yellowstone is happening. Big Sky is another show that got renewed recently, and that's happening up here. And there's a lot of action in Montana right now. And not that I've met anybody or anything like that, but I mean, there's a lot of hustle bustle here, and I feel it. And I think that, it's just partly because COVID made Hollywood have to go elsewhere to make movies. So that's what is happening a lot. Siren, Jennifer says makes sense. Okay, great. I'm glad that made sense. Siren of the Void says, not my strongest skills yet, but I envisioned the outer space during mine, personally drawing down and seeing purple energy. That might be what you're supposed to be doing. That's perfect. It's very Elven. It's very, star people. So that's totally good. The purple energy, when I work with that, so it depends on what color purple you're talking about. And I think that you can only get this from experience, but the darker, like amethyst purple seems to be kind of more of that Elven energy, where like a brighter purple, like almost like leaning toward fuchsia, but it's actually really still like purple, is more of like the violet flame energy of like Saint Germain or something like that. And by the way, for some of you who are not familiar with the Saint Germain violet flame, that removes karma. It like goes through and just burns away everything that is no longer part of the original, intention of who you are as a being, because you are a being of light and a being of love. And we go through a lot of traumas being here. And so the violet flame is very useful for, deleting karma and trauma and other things. Mariel says, I actually saw Yavanna. Wow. Okay. Well, that's Vanna's sister. She told me to have faith and then showed me that the earth is being covered in a golden light. Then I was transported to a beautiful forest and I saw her and Vána dancing and laughing. That is wonderful. And I would agree with you about that. we are to have faith right now. I will tell you that it does feel like that there is a battle of light going on right now. It's very intense. And I have friends of mine who are, light workers and, like those types of beings where they're like literally in that, in that setting. And they tell me that the energies the last 2 to 3 weeks have been very intense, and they're only going to build up more because we're having Saturn retrograde tomorrow. We're having the eclipse coming on the 26th. We are also having Mercury retrograde happen on the 29th, and that will last until the 22nd of June. And we're having more of our summer retrogrades happening where, besides Saturn going retrograde, we'll have Jupiter go retrograde. Then later Neptune will go retrograde, and we'll have, we'll just have the summer of retrogrades happening again. And retrogrades are not necessarily bad, but it's about like going back and doing things over again. Sometimes it's about a revisiting of energy and saying, oh, and then you get a new way of, a new light, a new idea for doing something that you had already previously started. Okay. Let me see here, because the comments are coming in, which is fantastic. So I'm going to scroll back. Okay, On God Carr says, I saw flowers rain down from the sky, land in a pool of clear, still water, then swirl around and flow down a stream towards me. That's beautiful, because flowers have a lot of healing energy, and so does water. And so you may be like getting kind of a, like an astral flower bath, if you will. That's awesome. Siren of the Void says, I love the stars and energies of the future. Excellent. Amethyst is something I grew up being drawn to. Okay, awesome. So maybe that's like if you tune in with that particular energy, that particular crystalline, like thing, that is very, I feel, because of the upper chakras, and all of that, with amethyst, it is also said to block, drunkenness and things like that. Although I'm not so sure if it blocks being drunk so much as it blocks maybe some of the entities that could ride us while people are intoxicated with alcohol. I do wonder about like the qualities of amethyst, of why they say that's, that it's like good for, not being drunk, because that is not my experience with it. But on an energetic level, I could maybe see how it could clear out or make the person that is under the state of an alcohol, condition. I could see how maybe the entities that usually can ride a person that does that, maybe they can't connect, or they can't, engage somehow. So, hey, whatever works with amethyst energy with you, and if that's a healing stone for you, that's awesome. Ian says, I saw a flood of liquid light that was golden and silver, and is sweeping away the old and refreshing the earth. Awesome. Awesome. I think we need so much light on this planet right now, and every way that we can bring it, let's bring it. Golden and silver light, perfect. The violet flame, if that's what you are looking at, perfect. If it's just the golden Christ energy, perfect. If it's, maybe for you it's pink, and maybe for you it's opalescent. Whatever it is, if it's pure light, whatever color it is, and if it's undiluted, if you will, we need it right now. I really believe that, the earth can really use all of these lights right now to really get humanity out of a place of a possible turn toward darkness. Like, and I don't mean darkness like back to the source. I mean darkness like not a good kind of darkness. Siren of the Void says, I basically merged the gold, silver, and the purple, swirling them together and pulling it all down into the core of the earth. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. Ian says, purple, I have I have seen can relate to the crown chakra. Yes, yes. And then Siren of the Void says, beautiful on God. Yeah, I love that energy too. Sean, oh yay, you can comment, because I remember earlier you told me in Facebook that you couldn't show comments. Sean says, I saw flowers and Vána and some of the animal creatures and birds. Awesome. Beautiful. All the healing energy that we can get right now. Ian says the darkness of extinction. Exactly. Yeah, it's not a life-bringing, vital force, sovereign energy of humanity. It is definitely one that would definitely wipe out humanity. It could, it's really trying. To my knowing, it does seem that we are, like, meaning the humans that are, on the light, working towards creating this, this world of, actually humans being, in their vital alignment and in their creativity and in their joy, to bring that into the being, and also to balance nature at the same time. There are other forces that really want that to go away. Okay, they want the elimination of humans, and they want the technology to override and to antagonize nature on the planet. So I think that we're getting down to where we have to make a choice. And many of us have made that choice already. And we know that we're going to continue till the end and bring about what we want to bring about. And some of humanity has chosen the other, because it's just maybe not too easy, the other path, the one that's more seductive, the way that, we look at the ring and how that is a seductive power, but and we think we can use it for good, but whoops, it cannot be wielded, Let's see. Siren of the Void says, I think you might like to know that I have Aquarius as well as midheaven energy. It's inspired it all. Yes. The Aquarius, Pisces, yes. Those two energies actually are very aligned with amethyst energy, and particularly Aquarius, I would say, especially with the star energy, like, the star card in the deck is usually Aquarian aligned. Peachy Fruit says, I saw Vána. She was showing me fields of newly refreshed by the spring rains. The air smelled so clean and clear, and the animals were at peace, and it helped me feel calm. Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Peachy Fruit. We really appreciate all of you sharing your experiences here. Dakindre, did you wish to share any part or any, aspect of your meditation today?
For myself, I saw, in line with flowers, I saw a project that I'm working on, which you know very well what it is.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I saw that blooming and almost starting as a seed and then coming up as a flower and then just thriving. So...
Wow. So you have, interesting. So you saw it in the form of the project, like taking form.
Right. Going from,
that's awesome.
And then just, so it really kind of reaffirmed that I'm on the correct direction.
Cool. And we have Siren of the Void not realizing that there's an Aquarius connection to amethyst. So yes, there definitely is. Arowana Tarja Pabo joins us. Thank you, Tarja, and says, I saw Vána hiding in lavender and I saw birds. I also felt the wind. So, wow, we're having a lot of purple energy today. So I guess that there is some crown chakra clearing. There is some violet flame energy maybe that needs to clear away old karma. And maybe because of the amethyst powers of keeping, like, quote, a drunk person not being drunk, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, again, it has to do with being able to keep, because shamans know that, like, if a person is inebriated with alcohol, that it is very easy for lower entities to ride on that person and create what they want rather than what that human wants. And amethyst may actually have qualities where they can't do that. Okay, so even if a person is, you know, under the influence, that they would not be able to be manipulated by those energies. And maybe, so, and Ian, maybe you can know something about this, because I do know that shamans of the ancient times sometimes had to work with what they had. And sometimes that was the, like, meaning some of the names of the alcohols that happen to mean the spirits, or, you know, to go to the spiritual realm, to dissolve the earthly energies and access that, you know, that liquid soup of source energy. Except that it's usually not the healthiest way to access that. So would you say that some shamans of ancient cultures, if they did not have access to, say, you know, like things like ayahuasca, or, you know, mushrooms, or, you know, other kinds of things, you know, because there were plants that, you know, just enough of it and you wouldn't even have an effect, and then you get a little sweet, you know, that sweet spot amount, you're able to journey, and then a little bit more and you die, okay, because they're so hyper poisonous. Okay, alcohol could have been used as a way to get to that spirit world, but they would have to protect themselves so that they wouldn't get ridden by the entities that could ride humans when we are inebriated. So I'm wondering if that is a technique that maybe shamans use, that they would do it, but then they would, like, put amethyst or something into their wine, or whatever, you know, whatever spirit water that they were drinking, like whiskey, or, you know, what have you. And some of them even mean spirit water. So I'm pretty curious about that. Let me go back here and read some comments here, because they're coming in a little faster, which is awesome. Okay. Oh, Peachy Fruit says, I feel like Vána wanted me to slow down and take stock of where I was in my life, to value the simple things that can be so easily, that can so easily be lost to us in our busy lives. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Slow down. And again, earlier we had Jennifer, like, talking about the orange chakra, which has to do with play and pleasure. And so we have to balance that with the work that we have to do. Maybe, hey, I have an idea. Maybe we can make our work play. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't guys, am I back? Okay, hang on. Hello? Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. We're having some internet issues here. We were talking about the ability to play, and what I was saying was it would be really awesome if we could combine our work and make it play, so that we could do both at the same time, and then that would keep us in balance, and we wouldn't have to worry about Here's when we work. Here's when we play. We could like work and play all the time. I think that would be really cool. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I am going to scroll up because I know that some more comments came in and I didn't get to see them. So hang on a second. Okay, Siren of the Void says, I'm definitely familiar with the violet flame, though I had forgotten. Yeah, like try experimenting with that energy and seeing like how that works for you. Ian says, plus spirits is a word used for the hard alcohol in English too. Exactly. Like, yeah, literally they call it spirits. Yeah, very interesting. Peachy Fruit says, I recently bought lavender for my home too. So, and it's interesting because like, it's not just any purple flower. Like we could have had violets or, you know, could have been other, you know, orchids, but lots of people with lavender. So maybe there is a cleansing that needs to happen as well. Lavender literally means like to wash. So we might need to clean away something. And that's really cool. And maybe, I'll have some lavender tea later because I have some. Okay. We have, okay. Oh, Siren of the Void says, definitely not something I did well with the harder alcohols. I can't do it either, by the way. I use alcohol for medicine making because I'm a trained herbalist and, you know, we're talking drops of alcohol. That's the way that I have to do it. And even the other night when I had a salmon dinner and they were serving red wine and I wanted to see what it tasted like together. And I'm like, you know, give me like this much, you know, and she's like, you can handle it, and gives me a half a glass of wine. And I didn't want to waste it, you know, because it was really nice for her to do that. And I was already feeling warm just drinking a half a glass of wine. I'm an absolute lightweight, so I get it. I don't do well with alcohol like that. But alcohol is an excellent creator of medicine because it preserves our medicine, and I'm very thankful for it. Ian says mead was used in Norse culture for spirit travel. Oh, I could believe that. Yeah, and for people who don't know, mead is the creation of alcoholic beverages through the use of honey. Okay. And I'm sorry I didn't turn off my phone because I was trying to get like some of this stuff done earlier and I didn't want to miss a call. Okay. I forgot to turn it off again. So Ian also says, I have seen many of the Eurasian shamans use fly agaric. Okay. Yes, and isn't that the mushroom, the red, is that the red cap mushroom with the white dots? And we see like, and then Santa Claus and the reindeer and all of that kind of have like resonance. Siren of the Void says whiskey and wine has been fine though. Oh, interesting. Okay, and then Peachy Fruit says, oh no, Calanternial, and that was probably when I went, you know, offline because we're having dicey internet. And let me tell you, on our first day of summer here in Montana, it snowed for the first time, like for a while. And I don't know if you can see out the windows. Oh, no, it's this way. Oh, no, you can't really see it. But, okay, I could just tell you that it's snowing. And it's kind of a reminder, Montana says, you remember where you are right now, okay? And one of the things about Montana is that it can snow even as late as June and July up here. So just FYI, summer is, you know, just doesn't really visit here very much. It's usually winter here. Okay, Sean McKenzie says yes. Muriel says yes. This is probably when I came back. Okay, yes, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Okay. All right. So fascinating. It means to wash. Yes, it does. I didn't know that. And I'm guessing that Peachy Fruit was seconding the lavender meaning to wash. Ian says Scythian shamans use marijuana. Yeah, that's true. And isn't it Indra practitioners also used marijuana as a connection to the Indra deity, because she was said to have brought it to the earth, like from her Sirius B, like, you know, place in the sky that she came from. Siren of the Void says, I do feel warm easily and get sleepy soon with wet wine. Yes, yes, it does have an effect on the liver and other things. Absolutely. Yes. I would say that it's also warming. And Peachy Fruit says, I warm up after a sip of wine or alcohol too. You're not alone. Yeah, I'm so lightweight. I mean, the Irish part of me, like, you know, like you would think that I would be a lush, but I'm not. I mean, I absolutely just can't stand it. I can drink tea though, like a crazy person. Yes, that's it. Okay. Siren of the Void says, I think I have a different idea of what strong alcohols are like. I kind of had vodka in mind. Some types have very strong tastes that I do not like. Yeah, vodka is a great way to make medicine. Okay, otherwise I really don't use it for other, you know, I make tinctures. I make I could even make like rose water and some other things and just use just enough of the alcohol, like to make it preserve and not mold and not spoil and things like that. So, you know, I think vodka is a great thing for, you know, making medicine. It's great. Yes, Ian says, I think that there is a connection with marijuana and Shiva. Interesting. I thought it was Indra, but maybe it's both, actually. Siren of the Void says, all of this has made me think that being more like a night owl, all of this, and having a night chart, the midheaven connecting to space and technology. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Earlier, Dick Hindre, I remember like that we kind of went sideways with my computer. You might have been in the middle of something. Did you want to share anything else?
Oh, no, I was good.
Okay, you were done? Okay, I just wanted to double check because, you know, coming back full circle. So, yeah, it looks like we've had a really wonderful, wonderful ritual. I wish you all a happy, Valima, okay, Valima Nost-na-Lothion. And that is the happy Elven Beltane birth of flowers, okay? I hope that all of you have a very wonderful weekend and a really great summer. And, you know, hopefully, like we have a lot of our teachers and our members here with us today from Patreon. We so appreciate this. We are going to be actually starting up some Silmarillion classes pretty soon. Dave has been working on a calendar document for the public, okay? Because we've recently changed our calendar and we want you guys to know why we changed the calendar. And he is the best person to tell us why we had to change the calendar, okay? Because Dave is the guy that is the Legendarium expert. And he literally figured out something that was actually easier to practice. And so we started practicing that with the moon cycles and some other things, but we want to share with our community why we are doing it. But this time we need to kind of do it publicly so that, you know, people will not think that we're just making it up and that we're, you know, we're still using the Legendarium as a basis for everything. Peachy Fruit says, happy Nost-na-Lothion, everyone. Sean says, thank you. And Siren of the Void said, it's been really good. Thanks. Yeah, thank you, all of you. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Angod. Thank you, Merlin, because you popped in earlier, and I really appreciate you coming. And you're going to, you know, probably catch the replay because you had to bounce out. And Morgan McKenzie. I think that there's some other ones. I'm sorry if I'm missing you. I'm just, my brain is a little bit scrambled. She says, thank you. Okay. I don't want to miss anybody. So I just, you know, I'm just trying to like say, you know, and for all of you who are watching the replay, I want you to have a fabulous summer. I want you to have a great Elven summer. And I want you to bloom where you're planted or go where you're supposed to bloom, okay? And I'm going to be taking my own advice and probably go to where I'm supposed to bloom. And I will let all of you go. And Dekindre, I want you to stay in the back area when
Okay.
we stop the live broadcast. And I will let all of you go. It says Jennifer had technical issues, and she would probably be very glad of this as well. Yeah, thank you. And I understand, Jennifer, because I'm having technical issues. And I have a feeling it's because of the frickin' snow and the rain that's here. Because Montana did not get the memo, okay, that it's the Elven first day of summer. It says, no, I'm going to show you who I am. And says, I'm going to snow all over the place. And so that's what happened here. So anyway, Laita, many blessings to all of you. And you have a wonderful time. We'll see you next time. And stay tuned, patrons, to our next email about the Silmarillion class that's going to come, okay? See you later. Bye.